a lot of people don't understand options, obviously, because that's always whenever I go into a class, I go, what's the biggest thing you're worried about? And I go, don't say options. And they all laugh because it's all about options. No matter what test you take, obviously not the NASA and stuff, but they're always worried about the options. And what it is I think they're not thinking about the right way. So I'm going to try to change the way you think about options a little bit to make it, maybe it'll click. Because there's nothing better when I have a student, when they call and they go, oh my God, they clicked. I get them. Like once they click, they can't unclick. Okay. Once you get them, they'll always come back. And then you end up wishing the entire test was options. And then you're actually disappointed when you only get 5 or 10. Other than right now, we're like, oh my God, I hit options. At the end of this, hopefully you'll be like, you know what? I'm okay with them. I think we're going to be fine. For a deep dive, there it is. I got the point right. For a deep dive, check out this video and then check out that video, which is more about strategies. Those two videos, they do a deep dive on it. I'm just trying to show you a new way to look at options so maybe they click a little bit better. Sorry, get back to your other shit. So my name's Ken Finnen, and I'm at Capital Advantage Tutoring, and I'm going to try to get you through this without a lot of pain. So let's try and explain them very simply, and then we'll go into the way I say to think about them differently. Think of options as a contract, okay? It's a contract between two people. So like this is a piece of paper that says I owe fine because somehow the easy bets didn't get read, but let's pretend this thing says a call. So let's say this is a call. This piece of paper, I don't own the stock. A call gives me the right to buy something. So I have the right to buy it at a certain price. It's going to say here, Ken has a right to buy 100 shares of IBM at $50 until it expires, just like a coupon. So let's use a real example. So let's say, hold on, let me look up the price of this. Okay, so let's say you see this sign. Here we go again. Egg prices are spiking again. I think right now they're at, where was it? I just saw it. They're at $3.20 a dozen right now. So they basically the $3.20 a dozen. So that's what you're worried about. You're worried that the cost of a dozen eggs will be more than the $3.20. You want to kind of lock that in, okay? So that's what we're going to talk about. We're going to go into it. So again, you think egg prices are going up. You need to feed your family those eggs every day, the omelets every morning. You got to feed them. So let's pretend that we can do this. We can do it because it's called futures. We're going to call them options here. So let's say you want eggs, right? So you're going to have the right to buy 1 dozen eggs for $3.20. Okay? You're worried they're going to go up. So you're going to buy this piece of paper that allows you to buy 1 dozen eggs for $3.20. But let's say it's only good until, like, say, Jan 2025. So it means you have the right to buy eggs for $3.20 a dozen until January 2025. Now, remember something. This is the product, right? This is the product. You're getting to buy 1 dozen eggs. This piece of paper right here says you can buy 1 dozen eggs for $3.20 a dozen. Good. Now, let's say eggs are, oh my God, they go down. The birds are laying on the eggs. The bird flu is not affecting us. So the price of eggs is $2.80. So you could walk into a store and buy the eggs for $2.80. Well, you're not going to use this because this makes you buy it, right? So you'd have to pay $3.20 if you use this. So since it's below the price, we're going to just buy them at $2.80 in the market. And hopefully, not hopefully, but if the eggs go up, we still have the right to buy them until the end of January. So we're not going to let it expire yet. We're just not going to use it. Now, if by the end of January, this does not hit above $3.20, then you kind of wasted your time. We good with that? Good. If I have the right to buy, now let's say the eggs go up to $4.80. Now that is different. So now it's above the price, right? So now you have the right to buy them at $3.20, but they're at $4.80. That's awesome. So you could buy your eggs at $3.20, even though they're $4.80, and you're going to save yourself $2.60 or $1.60. That works. Now here's the thing. You don't need eggs this week. You don't need eggs because somehow you got some chickens on your ranch and you don't need these things. So you know what? I don't really need this coupon right now, this piece of paper. I don't need it. So I'm going to sell it to someone. So maybe what you're going to do is sell it to someone else. Now, understand something. By having this thing and having this right to buy it at $3.20, you don't own the eggs. You have the right to buy them. You don't own them. You just have the piece of paper that lets you buy them at $3.20. If they're trading at $4.80, you can save yourself $1.60. So this little piece of paper right here is worth at least $1.60. So there's no way you would sell it for less than that. If not, you just buy the eggs and sell them, right? So the point is, the difference between this strike price, if you want to say, and the price of the eggs is $1.60. So you would absolutely, if you wanted to sell it, you would sell it for at least that much or somewhere around, maybe even a little bit more, because you can convince somebody the eggs are going to keep going up and up and up. So maybe I go, oh, I'll buy them for $1.60. Now remember, I'm not buying the eggs for $1.60. I'm buying this piece of paper that says I can buy the eggs for that. Okay. Again, I'm not buying, let me keep that up there. I'm not buying the eggs for $1.60. I'm buying the right to buy them at $3.20 for $1.60. Now, if you look at it, if I buy them for $3.20 and I paid $1.60 for it, I really pay $4.80. So I'm paying a fair price. I'm not getting ripped off. But if the price goes to like $3.85 or $4.90, $4.85 or $4.90, I'm actually profiting. I did a smart thing. But if it goes below $4.80, then I'm losing. That's sort of like my break even. Okay. Are we okay with this? I hope this helps a little bit. So you're not buying the actual product. You're buying the right to buy the product. That's all this is. Now, that's all this is a piece of paper that lets you buy something. So let's bring it in to like real world. So let's say you like NVIDIA. Buy one. Now, NVIDIA right now is trading at 140 a share. I think it's 140. Probably should look on here. If you see it up there, tell me otherwise. Okay, now. So you want to buy NVIDIA. You like it at 140, but you're not sure yet. You don't want to really come up with any money. So you're going to buy one NVIDIA. We'll call it a Gen 140 call. Now, this is just a product, okay? That's the product. You're not paying 140 yet. You're paying some number here, which is the premium, but you're not paying 140 yet. You're buying the right to buy it at 140. So all you're doing is buying the ability to buy this stock NVIDIA at $140. And now it's at 140, so we don't care. There we go. So there's the thing. Now, I have the right. You now have the right. You now have the right to buy it at 140. Hold on one second. Okay, so we're back to this. Okay, so you own this call. You have the right, this product right here. You own this. This is the product you're buying and selling. So you have the right to buy 100 shares of NVIDIA, because that's what this is telling you, until the end of January. They're usually the third week, but they're weekly now. Okay, now, if you see NVIDIA show up there, let me know. The question is, how much are you willing to pay for that, right? Because NVIDIA is a rock star. I'm not supposed to say that. It's a rock star. Okay, now, it's crazy how much it goes up to 116 to 150. So there's a really good chance it'll go up. It could go down, but there's a chance it could go to 150, 160. So what kind of shit are you willing to pay for this? So you remember, you're buying this. You're not buying the stock. You're buying the right to buy it. So let's say you'll pay $4 for it. So let's say the premium, you're going to pay $4. And make you clean it up a little bit in here. That works. Now, so that means you paid $4 to buy 100 shares of NVIDIA for 140. Now you're paying $4 per share because this is 100 shares. Every contract is worth 100. So remember, you're buying the product. You're paying $4 for the product. I have a lot of people go, oh, you bought a 140 call for $3. What'd you pay for it? They go 140. No, you paid $3. Remember, because it's a product. It's just a piece of paper. This is a call that lets you buy stock. Okay, now, I bought this call for 140. And the stock is trading at 140. So I paid a little bit over what it's worth because the intrinsic is zero. There's no value here, right? Because if I can buy it at 140 and it's trading at 140, there's no value. I'm basically kissing your sister, right? Nothing. Now, but here I paid $4 for it. So now I spent more than the 140. So I need the stock to rise up at least to 144, right? Why? So look, let's start with the first one. If it's at 140, I have the right to buy it at 140. I can sell it at 140 because that's what it's trading. I make Zippo, but I paid $4, so I lose money. However, if the stock goes to 144, I can buy the stock at 140, sell it at 144, make $4, but I spent $4, break even. Nothing. I make no money, but I don't lose anything either. Now here's the other part. That's true. I can only make that kind of money, but here's the thing. I could probably sell this product instead of exercising it. So maybe someone, when it's trading at 144, okay, maybe when it's trading at 144, someone is willing to pay more than $4, right? Because it's trading 144, we think it'll go higher. Maybe they'll pay like $8 for it. Maybe they'll pay $9 because it's a rock star. So maybe what I could do is instead of exercising and buying it at 140, selling it at 144, right? And then making my $4, spending my $4, I can just find someone to buy it for me for $9 and I make $5. Works. So you don't have to exercise the option. You could just sell the option for what it's worth. Because that means, look, we know the stock's going to move. So somebody might be willing to pay $9 for this option because they think it's going to go up and up and up and up. Now, that's a good question. So it's really, can we agree that if you have the right to buy something at 140 and it's trading at 144, so I mean you could make $4 on it, the intrinsic or the value of the option is 4. That should work, right? My voice breaking. And it's time to change, time to rearrange. That's an old, anyone over 50 might understand that joke. I have the right to buy it at 40. It's trading at 144. I could make $4. So the intrinsic value or the in the money amount is 4. But wow, they paid 9 for it. They'd be paying 9. So they're going to pay $5 over what it's worth, which is called time value. That's an abstract number. It doesn't mean anything. It's just what we think. And using there's methods to figure it out called Black-Scholes that comes up with how to value this stuff. But we're going to say it's worth $9. Okay. That's not what it's really worth. It's worth 4. But to us, it's worth paying 9 for the right to buy it at 140 because we think it's going to go to like 150, 160, 170, and we'll more than make up for the $9 that we spent. So in reality, if the stock is trading at 144, we have $4 of in the money or intrinsic, and then we paid 5. Remember, we paid 9 for them. So the difference, we paid $5 of time value. And again, time value is just abstract. It is what it is. It's just what somebody's willing to pay more than it's worth to to get the option. So that's what they're going to do, and that's where we are with this. So that is buying a call. So remember, it's the product. So I see so many. Let me show you a question where this is where people get confused. Okay, so everyone take a look at number 10. So I bought one March 60 call. So let's make sure we got this. Okay. So I'm going to ask you, what price did you pay? Remember, this is the product. It's that you didn't pay 60 for it. How much did you pay for it? Yes, you paid 5. You paid $5 for this. You paid $5 for a 60 call. What does a 60 call do? It gives you the right to buy stock at 60. Now, I'm doing this video. You understand the whole memorization shit. Buy a call, buy a put, and stuff like that. I'm just trying to change the way you think about it to maybe make something click. So understand, we bought this product right here for $5. And understand, I never care where it is when it's trading, but whatever it is. Now, let's talk about that for a second. So if I have the right to buy it, stock is 60, even though I say I don't care, we're going to use it as a learning tool. If I have the right to buy it at 60 and it's trading at 58, there's no value there. It's like 0, right? Because if I buy it at, if I have the right to buy it at 60 and it's trading at 58, I'm not going to use that. Why would I buy it at 60 when I can buy it in the market at 58? So that's called extrinsic or out of the money, okay? You're never going to have to use the word extrinsic, but that is a deal. Now, so really there's zero intrinsic, but how much did I pay for the option? I paid $5 or 500. So in reality, I have 0 intrinsic, right? I have 0 intrinsic, and I'll write the whole thing out because I don't want to be lazy like I normally am. But then I paid, my premium is $5. So it's worth nothing, but I paid 5 for it. So that's going to be $5 of time value. Again, it's basically what I'm paying over what it's worth. That's not really what the question is, but we're learning. We're trying to learn, right? So you're paying $5 over what it's worth. So it means I need the stock to go to 65 to break even, because if it goes to 65, right? If it goes to 65, you could buy the stock at 60 because you have the right to do it. Sell it at 65, make 5. But you spend 5 kissing your sister. It means nothing. It's break even. So there's nothing there. However, that's not what happened. So now we bought the stock. We bought the option at $5. We bought a 60 call at $5. It was at 58. Again, don't care. But then XYZ went to 70. Okay, that's a good thing. I'm bullish. Then I closed it at 12. What does close mean? Close means get rid of. That's like a closing sale. So where did I close it? At the deuce, right? So now, it's not a deuce. It's like own say, don't say, whatever. But I'm going to say the deuce, baby. Now, because it makes 0 sense. So I bought it at 5, and then I sold it at 12. I didn't exercise. I didn't do anything. I bought it at 5, and then I sold this option for 12. So I made $7 or 700 because all I did was buy and sell. Now, when the stock's trading at 70, how much in the money is it? Okay, well, you could buy it at 60, sell it at 70. That would be $10 in the money. But the premium was 12, right? Premium is 12. So our time value was actually $2 this time. So the time value went down a little bit. So maybe they don't. So this is a thing. So maybe they don't think it'll go much higher than that because in here we were paying $5 more than it's worth. And then really $7 way out of whack, right? But $5 more than it's worth. So in here, it's $10 and we're only paying $2 more than it's worth because maybe we think it doesn't have that much room to go. So people are not willing to pay as much for that. 139. That was close. Okay. Now, so that's intrinsic and time value in the money, out of the money, stuff like that. And that's what you have to remember, that these are products. I have another one. Let's find another one. Now, number 35 is a little different, right? So number 35 was you wrote it, but look, it's still the same thing. I don't even care what the hell it does. Because you can watch there's a bunch of videos out there to tell you what they do. But here, this is a product. It could be widgets. I don't really care. So what do we do? Write, short, sell mean the same thing. So we literally sold this for 5. Okay? We sold this product for 5. It could be widgets, could be anything. It could be hats, shorts, whatever. You think of whatever you want. But you sold them for 5. And then you bought them back for 7. Okay. So it doesn't matter. See, they didn't say where the stock was trading, so I don't care. We sold it for 5, that the product, and then we bought that product back for 7. So literally we lost 200, but really lost 800 because we did it 4 times. So I'm just trying to get you to think of it a little different, that these options, nothing crazy. They're just a piece of paper. I'm going to do puts in a second. I'll go into that. But as far as the trading goes, it doesn't matter. It's literally just a product that you buy and sell. It doesn't, once you see close out or buy back or liquidate, it doesn't matter what the thing does. You just know that you're bought and sold or sold and bought. Okay, back to this. Now, this one doesn't work with the eggs part, so I'm just going to do it differently. Now that we understand. So this is a product. This is a put. What is a put? It's a right to sell. A call is a right to buy. A put is a right to sell. So this product right here said whoever owns that has the right to sell NVIDIA at 140, you bastard. If it goes down, they're bearish. So what happens is they have the right to sell it at 140 no matter how low it goes. Now, if it's at 140, well, you could sell it at 140, buy it at 140, you make nothing. Okay? But now, we did pay $3 for this, so we actually lost money. So part of the question becomes, where do I start making money? So again, I'm not going to go too heavy into this. I have videos on that. I'm trying to do the whole understanding them as a product, not a thing. Again, you're not short the stock. You just bought the right to sell it. Now, let's say the stock goes to 137. Oh, crying. As you can tell, a lot of my portfolio is wrapped up in NVIDIA, which means I have a lot of non-systematic risk. I should diversify, but I don't. So let's say stock goes to 137. Now, remember, this is the right to sell stock at 140. And you'll say, you, not me, you have the right to, you bought a put, so you have the right to sell the NVIDIA at what price? Right, 140, because that's what you bought. You bought the right to sell it at 140, no matter how low it goes. So now knowing that's in your pocket, there's this little thing, how much did I pay for that? Okay, so how much did I pay for this product? Remember, the product is this. You paid $3 or 300 because it's per share, 100 shares per option. So you have the right to sell at 140 no matter how low it goes. If it's trading at 137, to buy it at 137 and immediately sell it at 140 because you own that. So you can make 3. But you spend 3 kissing your sister, break even, no money. You don't gain, but you don't lose, which is fine. But let's say the stock goes to 130. Well, it's worth now. Let's talk about this. You could buy the stock at 130 and then immediately sell it at 140. So that's a $10 gain, if you want to say, ignoring the premium. So that means this option is worth $10. That's intrinsic, right? It's worth 10 because you could buy it at 130, sell it at 140, ignoring the premium, you make 10. But now in reality, since you spent 3, you negotiated that price, you're only going to make 7 Because, right, so think about it. You buy it at 130, you sell it at 140, you make $10, but you spend 3, so you're going to make 7. What a classic example of ADD. I literally pressed pause to check one thing. It's been 25 fucking minutes since I've been back. I don't even know what I just fucking said. So we're going to do it again. You get to hear it again. If I have the right to buy it, not the whole thing, I know where I kind of what I was saying. So if I have the right to buy it, sell it at 140, it's trading at 130, it's worth $10. That's $10. Now, I'll only make 7 because I paid 3, but we're going to come back to that. Like a magician. Now, it's worth $10. That does not mean that I can only make 7. Now, listen, it's worth $10, but people who really hate NVIDIA think, oh, it'll go down and down and down. So they may well go, you know what? We're not going to pay 10 for it because that's at the end of we're not going to pay 10 for it. We're going to pay 13 for it. Now, remember, it's only worth $10. Right, this right here, that's the intrinsic. It's only worth 10. So the intrinsic, lots of bad spelling, is going to be $10. However, we're paying 3. So that's time value. We think time value, not even spelled the right value. Okay, now time value of $3. That means that I am buying this, or whoever wants to buy it is willing to pay $3 over what it's worth because they think it's going to go down even farther, like 120, 130, whatever it is. So if you buy this and then it goes to 130, you could exercise it and make 7, or sell it and possibly make 10 again because you bought it for 3. That's an opening buy, and then you get rid of it with a closing sale. That's all this is: opening buy, closing sale, and you can make $10. So you don't have to exercise to make money. You can just sell what? Yes, the product, this thing. This, again, is just a piece of paper that lets you, the viewer, sell stock at 140 no matter how low it goes. Now, remember something. I'll show you why it's bearish. So let's say we know it goes to 130, it's worth at least $10. If it goes to 125, it's worth 15. It goes to 120, it's worth 20. And the premium will go with it. So the premium will probably be closer to like 25, which means every dollar goes down. Let's make up some numbers. Let's say it goes to 120. And the premium be 125, 125. Look, I'm stuttering. Say the stock goes to 115. Maybe the premium goes to 32. I'm making it up. Then it goes lower. Maybe it goes to 110. Maybe the premium goes to, what's the difference? Maybe it goes to 38. Okay, whatever it is. I'm making up numbers. So the point is, the lower it goes, the more you can make. Because remember, you paid 3. The lower it goes, the more you make. Now, you can exercise and do this, make 20 minus 3, 17. Or just sell this and make 21. It goes to here. You make 25 minus 3, you make 22, or you can make 29 by selling it. So you can either exercise or just sell the option. Now, the problem is this is going to cost you money, right? Because you're going to have to buy the stock and then sell it. So here, it doesn't cost you a fucking dime, just sell it. Okay, hope that helps a little bit, giving you an idea that it's the product you have. You're buying a product that either lets you buy stock or sell stock, okay? So this is the right to sell. This is a product, and down here I'll put the the previous one, buy 1, NVIDIA, Gen 140 call. I'll say 4. And again, I'm just repeating it. It's just the product. That's all it is. You're paying $4 for the product that lets you either buy or sell stock. I'm not going to get into the selling part, but you got to get this first. Maybe we can do one. If you guys have a good reaction to this, I will make a one for selling. But this is literally, you have to remember that you're paying this. I'm hoping that helps a little bit, help you click. And don't forget to check me out every Tuesday and Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern on the Tube of You. I do a live Q&A shit show. Y'all have a good night.